Who just started off talking to people crazy? Okay.
Who? Well,
So there are two things that I think are super important, right? Either you chose that shit and that's what you love. You love a ratchet, loud, outlandish, broad, and or flip it Negro.
stay out my business. But
That's
keep
what
going.
you chose and you love that shit. But so don't come in here telling me how we need to show up. A grown woman knows how to show up. If you ain't got a grown woman, go get you one.
There's only 200 of them.
Right. Well, go get you one. Love, may the best man win. You ever seen the Hunger Games?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am O.
And I am Nigeal Comaneci.
And we are
Candid and Clear.
We are the best podcast that will bring you politics, current events, and relationship issues.
Let me tell you what I need you to do. Go out and like, comment, share, and subscribe across all social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? Go get you one. But I'm not getting ready to do this with you. Every issue that you ever had with a broad that you chose, you want to bring it and put it on all black women. No, don't bring that over here. You put it on a whole race, sir. Whole race. Okay. And then you date one Caucasian female, and then all of a sudden, all of them are wonderful.
No, never had that experience.
No.
My mama said.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general because
they
speak
use the same comb.
No, they speak in generalities when it come to us. If one of us messed up, all of us messed up. If one of them did great, all of them great. Okay. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny. We made a whole movie about Blindside, but we never mentioned that them people robbed that man out of all his money. But I'll sit right here and wait, though. But they put a roof over his head, and they fed him good, and they put him in a football program. Oh, and we got real excited about that. Made a movie about it and left out all the particulars, including the fact that he sued them. But all white folks is good, especially if they go and adopt a little black boy and put a roof over his head. But I'm going to sit right here, though. Mm-hmm.
See.
And then when I say, then all of a sudden something wrong with me because I'm waiting on the right response.
Listen.
Look, I've been up since 4 a.m. Listen, I talking to people in the UAE. Can you tell?
Yeah. You're in there this morning. Look here. See, the reason I'm gonna speak for the brothers, right?
All of them are which the 72.
I'm speaking for all of them. My apologies for those of you who are in the 72. I apologize for what I'm about to say. Listen to me. Majority of black men, their complaints stem from a place of I don't have, nor do I want anybody else. Not only are you the best, but you all I got. Stop pissing me off. That's it.
Hold on. Stop pissing me off.
Wait a minute now. Listen.
See, because we can be tit for tat.
You my favorite person. Stop pissing me off. Stop.
But you stop.
There's an individual.
Perhaps you're creating your own pissed off, like that lady say. You like pissed off?
There's an individual. I'm not gonna say his name because if I say his name, we're gonna get canceled because they hate this dude. But like a clock, he write at least twice a day. The brother say, we just want y'all to be nice to us. Now, here's the problem. This is where I'm gonna go ahead and sympathize and empathize, right? Mm-hmm. We understand.
Insert the bull poop right here.
This is the truth. This is the truth. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the truth just might sound like a little bull. But look here.
It's brown, but it ain't what you think it is.
Hear me out. It's brown and it stink. All right? Okay.
I'm so through with you today.
When you come from a place, when you can say all of your emotional traumas and hurt come from this sector of people, it's natural for you to identify that as trauma and hurt. But what makes the trauma so is the fact that you don't want nothing else. I don't like nothing else. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the brother who I was finna quote, he said, I just want y'all to be nice. We just want y'all to be nice. That's it. We gonna work. We worship you anyway. That's why we complain. That's why I'm gonna be honest. That's why I really think black men get on social media and complain about black women so much because it's frustrating to them because they don't want nothing else. They really don't. They'll go to Colombia and play. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to the what's the other country they be going to? The passport
Dominican
bro.
Republic.
They go to the Dominican. They go to the
all
know
the
what I'm
islands
saying?
and play.
All of that. They the little passport. They go to Thailand. They go to wherever. But deep down,
Well, for the sisters, and I'm not speaking for the 200. I'm speaking for all of us.
No.
Then why do you treat us so bad? Case in point number one, let's just say Ike and Tina. Case in point number two, do y'all remember Coach Prime before he was Coach Prime? Ooh. Do you remember? I mean, just why do you treat us so bad? Ooh. Because there's a long-standing history. If you love me that much and you know the world has a history of mistreating me, and you say, oh, I'm a protector, I'm a provider. Well, why not start by protecting me? Just start there.
There is an element, and again, I'm doing my best here, guys. Just stay with me. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to defend your foolery. I'm trying to be the defense attorney in this moment because I know you did the foolishness. I know you committed the crime. But I'm
look
trying
at the new show that's out on Netflix, WAGs, and I don't want to go deep into it.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. It's WAGs is an acronym for Wives and Girlfriends. There are several women on there with men who have 8, 9 children. And I can name a few: Future, Ocho Cinco, Tyreek Hill. These men have 8 or 9 children. Tyreek Hill had 3 children in the same year.
Here's what we need to do. We really need to start doing this. And I get it. We need to start. Let me go back. The problem when a man stands up on a public platform and he does the exact opposite of what everybody's doing when they're complaining about black women, and this man is worshiping black women. Oh, he's pandering, he's a simp. Okay. When the black woman gets on the platform and does the same thing towards black men, oh, she's a pick-me. Okay. So we live in a space to where if we not dogging each other out, you get no hand claps. You get no hurrahs. But when we come on here and we love each other like we're supposed to, oh, that's a simp and that's a pick-me. Well, wait a minute. If the simp gets with the pick-me, that's a healthy relationship. They happily ever after.
Everywhere else. But when we look at, I watch movies, the old ones, because I like them. Boomerang, Just Right, Queen Latifah and Common. Gotta mistreat her in order to make it a love story.
So you was watching Queen Latifah back when she was rapping, wasn't it?
No.
That's what you said?
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is...
Was it color TV?
Yeah. Just Right is a new movie. It's a newer movie.
Just basically, you said Boomerang.
Boomerang is Eddie Murphy, Halle Berry. That's super old. But I'm saying when we look at all the movies, we can go down through every genre in every decade. And when we find movies of our love story, they depict pain and hurt first, love second. And so now we're in 2024 and women are saying loudly, I'm not going to take it anymore. If he do one thing, I'm done. Men are walking around accusing us of always having been that way. And I can prove to you or whatever that is not true.
I have to agree with that. Here's the issue. You're absolutely right. In the days of old, when the men were acting a fool, they sat quiet. However, they started to teach. I want to put this around the 80s and the 90s. They started to teach your daughters, hey, baby girl, don't take this. Hey, baby girl, don't take that. So now what happens in the modern relationships, when a man makes a regular man in a relationship mistake, I'm not talking about no foolishness, no outside kids.
Right.
God, dog, He forgets to pay you attention for 15 minutes.
Right.
Because he's watching the show. You're in an uproar because you've been so conditioned that anything a man does wrong, red flag it, get rid of him. On the flip side, when women started to speak up in these single parent homes and they were teaching these little boys, well, all women only want this and you just trying to use my son and want you to fight, hey son, be careful with this, be careful with that. Women only want this and women only want that. That first derogatory experience that mom or dad taught the son or daughter logged. It's logged in a database and now.
But that's your experience. So we have to be careful not to project our experience onto our children,
onto everybody
else.
That's the thing.
See,
yeah.
My mom and dad were in a relationship that had its challenges and familiar challenges, right? Other life challenges, but they had their challenges. But my mom raised me, see, it's rain, sleet, hail, snow. And I'm not talking about H-A-I-L. I'm talking H-E-L-L.
Facts.
Because if I'm here, I'm here. They were married for 50 years. If you don't believe that we going to travail as a part of our love story, that it's all going to be made in Manhattan, that's not real.
Well, you also got to understand that we've normalized breaking up of relationships. Think about like this. How many divorce parties? How many I'm back to the streets?
There are quite a few of those.
You see what I'm saying? So that's being
but
praised.
We've also normalized African-American men on podcasts saying that African-American women are in love with the idea of love. And he didn't even come from the generation where they had staying power. So he don't even know what he's talking about. And I see men by the 200,000 and they couldn't be more wrong. Now, my parents were married for 50 years. That's where I come from. But see, baby boy, you just 23.
What
do you know about a relationship?
And we live
when
in a
you
world
come from a single parent home.
Unconditional love ain't here no more.
Well, and your mother's fears or wants that went unprovided for, she projected those onto you and told you that a whole race of women want to be like the person that she wanted to be.
Mama. And that's the thing. So here's this is me and my thoughts. I know y'all gonna come in the comments and tell me where I'm wrong, which I love, by the way. When a family breaks up, that child is going to get exacerbated information from both sides.
Oh, of course.
Okay. If it's a male child, mama is going to project several things onto that son. Okay, from a woman's point of view. Your daddy ate this, your daddy ate that, your daddy ate this, your daddy ate that. For those of you who do not do that, big salute to you.
Big
are
shout
the
out to you.
You are the help to this getting better. And on the flip side, the dad is telling the son, well, son, you know, that's just the way women are. Well, you know the Bible say it's better to dwell in the corner top of a small house than a wide house with a brawling woman. The ways of a woman are strange and unknown to man. So now we got all this inundated foolishness. Now you got mama telling the daughter, well, ma'am, I need you to understand, if you can't trust your daddy, you can't trust no man.
I think all of those messages.
And then daddy is telling baby girl, no, you need to keep yourself in a position where you never have to depend on a man. Polarizing opposites.
I agree with you. But neither of those views are correct.
Neither one of them.
See, we depend on each other. Because, see, I'm with you. And you with me, and we together.
Roll that back. That was huge. You said we depend on each other.
We depend on each other.
How can we do that if we both in individual survival mode against each other? Because we think each other's the enemy.
If you're doing that, if that is where we are, then we can't do that. But again, I'm with you, and you with me, and we together. So to be any other place than there in a committed relationship is asinine to me.
Okay. So in the modern day relationships, how can I be present in a relationship and still maintain my individuality?
The reality is that the relationship exists outside of your individuality. They're not a combined entity. Why do we have to group those together? There are compromises that exist inside of a relationship that exists so you can maintain your individuality. And we make those on both sides if we're healthy. Am I right or wrong, or did I miss something here?
Absolutely right. The problem we have with that is with the level of compromise. We love the feeling of support from our partner. We don't take into consideration what sacrifices are made to render said support.
Yeah.
Until it's time for us to support.
Well,
now we don't feel like it.
I'm going to say if it's unbalanced, if you are narcissistic, if you have one person, I'm going to say this because I can, and I'm your friend, and I believe you'll be all right. And if you're not, we'll talk about it when this camera go off.
I kick that
one
camera.
of you, kick the camera, right. One of you was giving and self-sacrificing. The other one was selfish and constant support. So you kept pouring into a red Solo cup, not a glass, a red Solo cup with a hole in the bottom.
No Solo cups, you sweat on the outside.
They
too,
do.
Yeah.
So everything that you poured in came out of it. If that makes sense.
Makes sense.
You never got anything, yet you continue to self-sacrifice. Let me self-sacrifice. Let me self-sacrifice.
And that develops an enmity in your heart.
It does. And then men start to say, well, is the whole thing about you? Is everything about you? Will you ever do anything for me? And then if you don't show up, there's a temper tantrum. Oh, I'm not important. Oh,
if you don't show up one time
or half of a time, right? The problem is now we keeping score. Let me tell you about all the ways that you didn't show up. Let me tell you what happened on June 17th in 1984. Let me tell you about what you did in 1992.
Does love keep score?
No. No. Look in your Bible.
If true love doesn't keep score, can we say we truly love if we keep score?
We can say that you care more about being right and building a case than you care about the love and the heart, the care for your spouse that should be there. The care for somebody else's heart. Why am I building a case and a list of all the things that you've ever done wrong? A lot of the stuff that I've done wrong, you never mentioned to me. That doesn't make sense to me. And what am I running it all back for? It's one thing to be healthy and say, hey, babe, you did this, and it really bothers me when you do because it makes me feel. And this is my perception of that action. If you don't mean it, let's figure out a way so I'm not offended, right? And you're not agitated when I bring it up. Let's have a healthy conversation. Now, what we will not do is run this back like a record. I'm not going to do that. We ain't putting no needle on this like R. Kelly said. We're going to do something different. We're going to discuss it. One time, we're going to find our fix and we're going to operate in that. And we know that behavior comes out of consistency of doing a thing. So I'm going to give you some allowances because here's the thing. You might mess it up and I might mess it up.
Devil's advocate.
Sure.
I need time to process this. I need time to get over it. And I want to bring it up every time I feel it until I'm over it.
No, you're not going to bring it up every time you feel it until you're over it. What do you think this is? Because you're inciting more enmity. So what are you trying to produce? See, grow up, deal with your feelings, have the conversation, accept the apology, find the compromise, and get out of there.
You know what? I think we'll close right here. You said find the compromise. Yes. Oftentimes, I've scrolling, seeing all the things, hearing all the things, talking to people, blah, 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 blah. I've learned my anecdotal experience. When I commit an infraction and I ask, baby, what do you need from me to make this better? I did not mean to hurt you in that manner. It is extremely difficult to get an answer because people are not I don't think we're in a space as people. Now I'm lumping everybody, the 72, the 200, everybody. You have to be.
We are wired to fight each other. In the 50s, the government showed up to African American homes and told the women they would give them an incentive if they put their man out. Let's go there. If you want to go back further, let's go back to slavery.
Two things.
So I'm going to take your man. He's married to you, but because he's strong, he's buff, I need him to sleep with her, and her, or whatever. We have been trained to fight each other.
I think two things need to be at the forefront of every relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Normalize a genuine apology, asking what the need for recompense is.
100%.
Second thing,
Mm-hmm.
you have to, here we go, you have to know yourself well enough. That's a lot of maturity, sir and ma'am. You got to know yourself well enough that when your partner says, what can I do to make this better for you? You got to be able to answer that. And that's hard for a lot of people to do because, see, a lot of times, I don't care how old you are on your driver's license, you still want to throw that 2-year-old temper tantrum.
Well, hold on a second. And number 3, normalize an annual conversation that is not around an incident that says, this is January 1st, baby. What do we need to stop, start, and continue for this year in our relationship for this year? What do we need to do for us? What did we do great last year? What did we do not so great? We got to stop. What do we need to say? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, let's start doing this because it will help.
I'm going to challenge you with something with that. I'm going to challenge that. And we're going to go to the next segment. True story. I get nervous every Wednesday. Every Wednesday is me and baby girl check-in day.
Right.
Every week. We put it in a sandwich. The good stuff, the stuff we need to work on, follow up with some more good stuff.
Yep.
Okay? So every week, every 7 days, I get a little anxious. I'm like, okay, all right, so what did I miss this week? Come on, man. Like, okay, I did this, I did that, I said this, I said that. I was this, I was that. The weekly check-ins, to me, help keep me engaged, attentive, and keep me inside the, you know what I'm saying? It keeps me in the moment because...
Well, you need a list. You need a routine.
I love structure.
That's who you are.
Structure is huge for me.
Right. Well, you can't fly a plane without one.
You got to
and
have...
you certainly
oh my
can't
God.
shoot a gun and teach people
Right.
how to properly handle weaponry without it.
What if you had a protocol in your relationship that held you both accountable? It's a check-in. It's a love check-in.
But
pick a day of the week.
Everybody doesn't need to do it every week.
True.
Some people need to do it once a month. Some people are fine and in a rhythm where they can do the stop, start, and continue at the beginning of the year and then do another one in June. But I got to ask you, what do you do in your relationship on a daily basis that pours into the person that you are with and makes sure that you are connected? I told you this, and guys, this ain't nobody's business but mine. But the reality is that me and mine, when it's time to shut the house down, we go to the shower together. Now, you might not like that, but I can tell you one thing.
Ain't no phones in there.
It ain't no phones in there.
Ain't no TV.
Ain't no TV in there.
No distraction.
Ain't no children in there. It ain't no nothing in there. It's us in there talking about whatever it is that we need to talk about and air out. And it's not routine. It doesn't have to happen at a certain time every night, but it does happen.
I had a spiritual advisor. Big shout out. You know what I'm talking about. She said, more times than you think, you need to go wash your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am O.
And I am Nigeal Comaneci.
And we are
Candid and Clear.
We are the best podcast that will bring you politics, current events, and relationship issues.
Let me tell you what I need you to do. Go out and like, comment, share, and subscribe across all social media platforms.
We like, comment,
share, subscribe.